Hello, Jim Howard here. I don't have yet the camera location that I want. Number of reasons. Number of reasons for that. The let's see, not this one. I don't think. Uh, One of my other cameras. The um, where is it? Can't find it right now. I'd have to show it to you. The thing that goes over is over the monitor. It's so loose in there that it doesn't, like want to hold it or whatever. Now I can mount that on a tripod and overcome that problem or whatever. Uh, I think right now I've got two cameras hooked up, I believe. Uh, that's the Razor, and the other one is an older uh, Logitech camera. It's the see if I can get it up there without pulling something loose. I'm not sure if, let's see here. I'm not sure if I have, if I made some changes, so I need to double check it. So, what's going on? Um, let's go to, I just looked that up for my ex-wife. Her father, his last name was Amel, and she was asking, you know, and born in, uh, he was born in Austria, but I'm not, and uh, Darlene doesn't have a lot of nuances for, she's not a history buff. So I tried to tell her, well, it may have been it may have been Germany or the Austria, German, something or other, depending on when he was born or something like that. She doesn't quite comprehend that. It's above her pay grade. Um, but anyway, that's why you see that on the screen. That's not why I came over here, though. Why did I come over here? How come? I don't know. Um, I like this view because you don't see. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I need to back off a little bit on that zoom. Let's see. Maybe that's better. Um, so I've made a little bit of progress. I have my printer hooked back up. I moved everything. I've gotten really good at moving these two monitors. I'd like to have these monitors are fine. The monitors I've got, see, extra. I have a really wide monitor that's in there, which doesn't work out for this. And then I've got another monitor, which is an older monitor, and it's 29 inches, but it the review of it or something said that the uh, screen is not glass; it's like a plastic material. But they said it's okay, and and I've used it before and didn't even know until I just recently noticed that. Um, so So what's going on? Let's go to CNN. Maybe we should actually go to this is interesting. Supreme Court Justice Roberts raises concerns about the increased presence of AI in the U.S. judicial system. So please don't tell me. Maybe it doesn't matter. They might turn out things might be better. Please tell me that the justices of the United States Supreme Court are not using AI to pull up, their decisions. Of course, I'm sure that, and I've used AI a little bit, and you've seen the results on here where you see things that are talking about Jim Howard or talking about Howard's Notebook or something like that. I had gathered some of that information before and put it on my site someplace, but not all of it. And then I used AI several times just to see how it would work for me, and worked out great. Looks like it's great, but there's really big concerns about how it could be used in the wrong way. I hear that I don't know if it's CNN or that some major places they found out that the writers, uh, you know, that they were paying, they were paying them to come up with material, and that they were using AI. But there are concerns and two, I think you've probably seen the stories too, where I forget what state it was. Maybe it wasn't even the United States. I can't remember now, but uh, some boys, and I think they were like in grade school. I think, if I remember correctly, they got hold of some picture. Well, I guess probably from the school, yearbook or something. Got hold of pictures of. I shouldn't be laughing, I guess. Okay, scratch that, please. It'd be kind of nice if I had an editor, that I would make this video and then it would go to an editor, and then the editor would, could add little, things to it. That might be kind of nice. But anyway, they put the girls, and they artificially, they didn't touch the girls and they weren't with the girls or anything like that, but they, you know, so, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be laughing. It's not funny because some people have done using artificial intelligence, or before that, even just using, uh, programs that could, change some things, and made the adult women, naked or a tit showing or something like that, and it's come to, a bad situation. The one with the grade school girls, I think, I wouldn't be that concerned about it, except, the school should say, don't do that. And also don't take the pictures out of the yearbook and do anything with, so I could see where there'd be concerns about that. Let's see, let's go down here. The Supreme Court Justice, John Roberts, is concerned about the increasing presence of AI in the U.S. judicial system. I think he has other things that he should be worried about, more so right now than that, although, pay attention to all your problems. But and the Congress or whatever, I'm not sure if it was the Senate or the House or maybe both, said that the justices, which appear to be the three Republican appointees uh, under Trump, are raking in money, big time gifts from people who want to uh, get the Supreme Court to go in their favor and their, for their benefit. And the Senate, I think it was, reached out to the Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts and said, maybe there should be some rules in, for the United States Supreme Court that need to be set up, some standard or something like that. And apparently he came back. I'm not quoting him exactly, but apparently he came back. He said, we're a separate branch of the government. He needed. There's the executive branch and there's a legislative branch, and then there's a Supreme Court, and we are a separate, thing or whatever. When I heard that, and I forget the exact wording that he said, but no, the Congress, decides, how many Supreme Court justices, how many justices there's going to be on the Supreme Court decides, the legislative branch decides how much they're paid, decides a whole bunch. And I'd have called his ass in, there and said, let's have a talk. Do it in private, call him in for a private, meeting with the committee that's in charge of the judicial matters or whatever. Call him in and say, and then if he, if he's not responsive the way he should be responsible, then make it a public thing. Call him in. And now, of course, what are you going to do if, you you tell him that he has to appear before the Congressional Committee on Judicial Matters, and he says, fuck you, I don't have to. We're a separate branch or whatever. So then if you order, or whatever, then it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and to decide. So I don't know what you're going to, We got some problems in River City. It says here, I haven't read it, but Supreme Court could make a Trump victory virtually impossible. I agree with that. With the decisions that they make, the Supreme Court could do it. And even with the 3 appointees from Trump, I mean, I think everybody, the Supreme Court justices they're well educated, and they have an agenda, and they might just, bite Trump in the ass. Although I don't think I'd want to get close to Trump or his ass, but the second headline here says some polls may be underestimating Joe Biden. The most stunning photos from 2023. Oh, you're not seeing, I'm sorry. Got to click on this box. Right now this is working pretty good. I finally got something. I've decided to do something a better way. I could put a little thing of me up in the corner, but I don't think you, I don't want to look at me, so you should want to, starting this week, the minimum wage here in the United States, in 22 states, is going to go up. Man, I've got to get my cataracts fixed. It's going to be so nice when I get that done that I'm going to be able to see. I'm 82 years of age, but to be able to see, and the people that I know that have had it done have immediately, if it's been successful, if it's cataract surgery, that they're working on. Here's why your bartender won't make you a Bloody Mary at night. I don't know what that would be. I've never been a drinker. A 16-year-old flying solo ends up in Puerto Rico instead of Ohio. Oh, wow. I got a 16-year-old fly. There he is. He's smiling. I don't know why he has earrings on. A Florida teenager traveling alone was meant to fly to his mother's in Ohio on a. Oh, okay. No, he wasn't. Oh, no, I'll take this back. Yeah, he was on an airplane, but he wasn't flying himself. Okay. Meant to fly to his mother's in Ohio on a Frontier airline, but instead ended up on a flight to Puerto Rico. Okay, I can see. I can see where that could. You know, they call out. Gate such and such. Sometimes they. I've flown very few times in my life. Uh, so, uh, a 16-year-old. I saw some news item the other day that I forget how old the kid was, much younger. I'm thinking 7 or 8 years old or something like that, and was supposed to go someplace and went to a totally different place. But I mean, everything worked out okay. But okay, so that wasn't what I thought it was. You shouldn't jump to conclusions, right? Uh, the Danish queen is abdicating after 52 years on the throne. It's interesting that, like Sweden and Denmark and those other countries where they have royalty, that um, things may have changed a little bit, but you know, in the UK, the security and everything around the royal family and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not sure if it's the Netherlands or but I've seen the stories in the past where uh, the queen and the king or whatever go out riding a bicycle through town and people wave. That's different than here, that's for sure. The worst destination for over tourism in 2023. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm guessing that there's too many people there or something like that. I've heard too in France, like Paris, if you go to during the summer or something like that, the employees in Paris, they take time off. So you want to go and buy a hat or shoes or something like that, and you may have trouble getting somebody to wait on you. So let's see. The New York or the Times Square ball dropping. This sounds like it's sex or something, right? Has been a tradition for over 100 years. Man dies after a shark encounter in Hawaii. There was a time when I thought about I'd like to live in Australia. And two, that's when every year they pick the top cities in the world, to go to and to live in or whatever. And I think that Australia gets, Melbourne and uh, what's the other one? Anyway, are like 1 and 2 in the list every year. Uh, but my God, they've got everything down there. everything, everything in the country is snakes, lizards. Everything down there is deadly. So, and even the things you can't even see in the ocean water, little tiny whatever they are, and there's different kinds of them. if you run into some of those, you may end up dead. It just seems like the government of Australia should, I guess, give everybody down there a medal for courage or something or other for living there. Um, you know where I would like, of course, I'm way too old. New Zealand sounds like it would be a really nice place to live. I looked it up for a while. For a while, I was looking up um, places, outside the United States to live. And even on my retirement, which isn't very much, my Social Security and the little tiny other bit that I get, I, I could have afforded to live, in some place like Costa Rica or some places like that, and have a, place that I was renting or whatever that would be really nice. I could afford a maid to come in, once a week or twice a week or whatever. Have somebody cut the, I could afford that. Or, you and your ex-wife or you and your current wife or something like that. And especially if you saved up some, some money. And back when the political situation was getting kind of bad here in the United States, before it got insanely crazy and unbelievably, horrifically terrible, I was looking into uh, Thailand and someplace else. And that's when, well, I was looking, and I think it's in Thailand. Well, when in Thailand, there, as I understand it, I've never been there, never been anywhere except around the United States a little bit. But the Thai people have the greatest respect for their royal family, I understand. And you better not say anything bad about, about the, their royal family. And also they have the just great, tremendous feelings for people who are elderly. And that I understand, unless things have changed in the last few years, that there are towns or communities or whatever that are set up that are loaded with people from, I guess, the UK and United States or whatever, old people on Social Security and stuff like that. And they're being very well cared for because the Thai people really respect and they treat them well. They treat them well. Um, Donald Trump hates the United States. I forget. I couldn't read who's fast enough who said it. Uh, I don't know who said it. I couldn't see it fast enough. I could pull it up, but who cares? Um, but uh, so I was looking at a whole bunch of people who were doing YouTube videos about, and that they were people from like the UK and the United States. Sometimes teachers and stuff like that. That were like in Thailand, and they talked about, you know, working there, and making do with the amount of money they had and that kind of stuff. And uh, then, of course, is when they had that. What do you call it when you have these when something happens that like out in the ocean, a earthquake or whatever happened, and then the massive waves come in. I'm sure you saw on the news. They even made a there was even a movie, at least one movie made about it. Um, uh, but these, I didn't know that either. That if you're at the beach and the ocean water is and you're looking out at it, and then if the water goes back, out, the water's going out, and it goes out, and just there's the sand or the bottom of the ocean is there, and people were what in the hell's going on? Wow, the water all went. And then I think there was a few people in different areas of the world, but in Thailand, hey, there's fish and shells and stuff right out there, and they start. Then the wave comes in. Wow. But I was uh, watching uh, YouTube, people making YouTube videos that were showing, like this one guy. I think he was a school teacher from, I think, the UK, I believe. And he talked about finding a rental place, how much it cost to rent, and that kind of stuff. And he found of course, even at that point, I wouldn't be able, a place that there was, up 3 or 4 flights of stairs, no elevator, and and then you had a little place that where you went up some stairs and took you up on like the roof, and that was, I guess, just available to that guy because of the way the building was arranged. And so you could go up there and have plants up there and that kind of stuff. But then he showed the neighborhood, and I have hearing loss. I've had hearing loss since I was in first grade, but it progressively got worse. But it was bad then, and I I tried repeatedly in different ways to learn Spanish, and I couldn't because of my hearing loss. Uh, it just made it difficult to hear what you need to hear it in order to. And so, like this one guy was, not just that one, but others saying, you do need to learn at least, whatever the language is. Um, and I thought I'd starve to death, because they would probably think I was really stupid, or they would think, well, I think the people would think he doesn't care enough to learn, you know, uh, thank you and good afternoon and all that kind of. It would be, I'm lucky I can speak English, I guess. Uh, so I thought, that wouldn't work very well. But then also, with all those stuff, then for Thailand, I saw where a little more expensive, and that was along the shore and that type of stuff. And I thought, well, it's more money, but they got this and they got that and that kind of stuff. And I thought that's better than Bangkok. That kind of Bangkok. I don't know what that means in the language, but Bangkok. I think but I looked at people that were living in there, and they were telling the prices to get internet in and the prices for that and that kind of stuff. But I was looking at this other area of Thailand, and I thought, okay, well, you know, I wouldn't have all the, you know, things that the big city has, but still, I could make it. I want the internet a little bit, and some other stuff. And they have to have Coke, but I'm sure Coke is everywhere. uh, so, but guess where that massive, what do they call that? Where that thing came in to Thailand, and it came in that area. That's one of the areas that it came into, and devastated that area. So there would have been a lot of tourists up there from, France and Sweden and places like that. There's a movie, a good movie. I forget the name of it, based on a true story. And father, mother, and a boy and a girl. And of course they got separated, except eventually. Anyway, I don't want to. Okay, I won't spoil the story for you. But it's a good movie, and it's based on a true story. What was interesting too, I think the family was, they were there for a holiday, vacation or whatever. And while people from the United States and everything were, ouch, looked like they were like, uh, trying to get some kind of help from the people from the United States. And I think it was Sweden. Sweden sent an airplane. This family was, located, and maybe a few other people from, and the government of Sweden sent over an airplane for them to pick them up and bring them home. I thought, yeah. So, I guess this has been 30 minutes, and I guess let me pass on some kind of useful information to you. Well, that won't be useful. Um, this is probably a repeat, but I could not get a appointment with my regular doctor in order to fill out a form until I think the 13th, and the eye surgeons, the eye, whatever, uh, they need that form from. It's pretty basic, and so they're. I haven't informed them yet. I think they already know, but they're going to have to move back my eye surgery for cataracts, the two surgeries. They're going to have to move them back a little bit, but that's good because I'm kind of concerned about money, and of course I'm always going to be concerned about money. But I did find out that for this first surgery that I'm going to have, apparently I'm only going to have to pay. I have an insurance company, and I'm on Medicare. Now I'm on. Is it Medicare? Well, I'm on whatever. Medicare, I guess. Um, Medicare will pay, for everything except $150, and so I have to come up with that. But the problem with that is, okay, I can do that, and I don't have to give up Coke because it's too expensive or something. But a couple of weeks, week and a half or two, I think a couple of weeks after the first eye surgery, then I have to have the other eye done, and I'm sure that's going to be 150. So I've been kind of worried about that, finances. I'm a poor man, and then I'm going to need glasses, uh, and I'm wondering what what's that, what the glasses are going to cost. Um, so okay, 33 minutes. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, God, I got to start taking my. Okay, I haven't taken any of my morning meds yet. It's 6 p.m. Half of a water pill. Okay, I'm gonna. Uh, don't tell anybody, but I've gone like I know at least 3 days before not taking any medicine. Not because just I've got other stuff that I'm doing, including taking naps. I've gone to the headset instead of because I moved the computer and the monitors again, and it was kind of a thing. But I've got a. By the way, I've got two tables like this, but I call them a desk, and they work out really well. I want another one. They're not very expensive, so I'll be able to afford it one of the days for another one of these to go back there, and then I can set up a computer over there. Because having a computer here and having a computer here uh, doesn't work out very well for somebody that's slow like I am. So that'll be better. Uh, I finally got my sound blaster. Let's see if I can get it on camera without disconnecting something. Yep, I can't. It's plugged in. It's a Sound Blaster card, and it's the little one that's so big, and it lets me boost the power. And I've got I think $20 speakers, from uh, well, I can't put. Where's my glasses? The temporary ones for whatever. Is it Logitech? I, I can't. I can't see it. Uh, so I've got some good, improved audio, and that's nice. Yeah, life is hard, and then you get old. Anyway, if you can subscribe, please do, and then click the thumbs up or whatever that is, and then I think what happens is when I post a new video, you get a message sent to you. I think that's it. I'm still trying to get. I finally, after all these years, I'm talking about since 2005, I finally am at the point where I found out that I am actually making money from YouTube. I mean, I got a little tiny bit. I mean, I've told you the numbers on that. I've got a little tiny bit of money a few times from Amazon for people clicking on the link, where you go to Amazon. And I've had a few donations. Uh, but what was I going to say? Um, anyway, yeah. Oh, okay. So finally the information popped up here where Google AdSense. God help us. They're not happy with my bank, some bank stuff, and they're not happy with my Texas state ID. And they won't give me any money until the things are corrected. So right now they owe me about $300, and then it looks like I will be getting X amount of money, which hopefully will increase every month. The way it is now, I almost don't, and I don't really get any money, even from Amazon. I just don't get any, that amounts to anything. I've mentioned it. I've shown you exactly, so you can, like I said, for 1 year I had 1 month. I think it was January after Christmas, that a few of you, I guess, used the link to buy some Christmas presents or something, and I think I got like $72 or something like that, and then the rest of the months, $5, and another month, a bunch of those months zero. I mean, it's just. But for the first time, it looks like I'm going to start making a little bit of money if I can get Google AdSense to, I just get a list of, an email or whatever. It'd be nice if. I wonder if I have a fan who works for Google AdSense or something. I wonder if that's possible. I wonder if that person could be, oh, okay. Sorry to hear about the problem you're having, Jim. I'm a fan. Just a second. Okay, you're all set. That would be nice. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.